take you off mute. There you go. Can you hear us? Are you there?
Hello. Hi, everyone. It's so good to be back.
Yay. Oh, you sound so like summery and fresh and awake. I love it.
Yes, the sun will do that to you.
So as you guys heard in the intro, Olivia's got some really cool stuff to share. And I know last time when we talked to Olivia, she shared more about her health journey, about how she suffered from depression and overcame that in the recent years. And that was a huge babe, you've got this moment for her. And now putting the health part of it aside, we're looking more at lifestyle and career. And I think this is something, Olivia, that's like made a massive, massive transformation on your life and your mindset. So take us back, give us a bit of a time frame. When was it that, what was going on in your life? And when was it that you had that, the next babe, you've got this moment?
Well, so like you said, I've shared all my kind of health things, and I got my health back on track, which was amazing. But I think just to give you guys an idea of the timeline, even though I was going really good with my health and my mental health and things like that, I was actually still working in an industry and in a job that I had no love for anymore, and that I just had no passion for, and I really did not like being there. So doing that did really quite affect me on my kind of whole lifestyle, kind of, because I was doing all the right things with my health. I was exercising right, I was eating right, I was keeping on track with my mindset. And then I didn't realize, but like what you do in your life, like whether it's relationships or business or your family, anything like that, it does play like a massive part in your overall lifestyle. So I kind of realized that because the job that I was working, I had no passion and no love for, I wasn't actually really getting anywhere. So if that makes sense. So I was doing really good in one part of my life, but the other side of my life just kept bringing me down, which meant I kept staying in that same place and I wasn't moving forward. So yeah, a bit of a timeline. That would have been, honestly, at the start of this year, I was still in an industry and working full-time in a job that I didn't have any passion for. And working full-time, I know a lot of people can relate. It's really, it really takes the toll on you because you just get so exhausted from it. So definitely the start of this year, so the start of 2019, I was still in that industry. And then about June 2019 is when I kind of had my babe, you've got this moment, because I had seen things and been surrounded by people that were actually living the life that I wanted to live. And when I saw these particular things, I was like, that's it. I've had enough. I have to really take the leap here, as scared as I was, and decided no more, and that I was really going to follow my dreams and turn them into a reality.
I freaking love that. I love it so much. We can all relate. And I know, like, I want to get a little bit more specific with this. So Olivia was working full-time in childcare. So those of you who are listening who work in childcare, well, I've never worked in childcare, but from knowing the people who do, especially hearing Olivia's story, and I have a couple of other friends, it's so draining. Like, it's so, so draining. And there's a lot of, like, we all know in traditional work, there's a lot of office politics. You have to answer to people. There can be a lot of drama. And especially if you're not enjoying what you're doing, it just, like, the energy is just crap. And I agree. Like, well, I guess there's people listening, including myself. Like, I work full-time. I know Olivia works full-time now. But it's when you're working full-time in something that is not your passion, that doesn't light you up, that doesn't give you purpose or doesn't fulfill you. Yeah, you're exactly right. It doesn't matter what you do with your health and everything else. If your environment is like draining and negative and uninspiring, it just affects all other areas anyway. You kind of feel like, is it even worth it, kind of thing. So, well, I think it's been more than it was. So it was June. So guys, we're now in where are we? Start in November 2019. So 11 months. It's almost been a year from when you were like, enough is enough. And then it was what, a few months ago where you finally did. So what was it that you did? Tell us what you did. What helped you make the change? How has that made a ripple effect on your lifestyle and what you're doing right now? And tell us a bit more about what you do.
Yep. So I think, well, for starters, a massive moment that I had when I realized I needed to make a change was I went to this incredible conference, and I just saw things that I'll never forget, things that really inspired me, and I resonated with so many people that stood up on that stage and spoke that day. And I honestly, like, I just wanted what they had so bad, and I just knew that somewhere inside of me, um, that it was possible, that I could do it. Like, I had no idea how, but I just knew I had this fiery flame inside of me where I knew I was worth more than working in childcare. And, like, no offense to the people that love that, but that doesn't fulfill me anymore. And I knew I needed something more. So that was kind of my massive moment. And I suppose, like, when I talk about the people that I wanted to be like, um, I was so inspired them in a good way, because like, what we do is we get to help people. They were helping people, and I was already starting to helping people, but not in the way that I wanted, and not often as much, and not as much as I wanted to. And by helping people, this is what I do and this is what they do, we get to create a life that we want to live. And it's all about like, just yourself, really. Like, when I really think about it, it's all about you. It's about your wellness, it's about your self-love, it's about what inspires you. And I realized, by doing what I love, I can make more of an impact in the world and on everyday people than doing something that I don't love, that just gives me that short-term money. And my journey is about money as well. Like, I wasn't getting anywhere with my finances in working full time. I was just honestly living week by week, and I know so many people can relate to that. And it's something that I'll never have to go back to, because by the opportunity that I decided to take, has given me so much freedom with my lifestyle, with my finances, with travel, with literally everything. Um, I hope that kind of explains your question. I know I've kind of like blabbered on a bit, but get so inspired, I just like try and take everything.
Oh no, I love it. I think anytime we get inspired, we just like, la, 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 just can't stop talking. It just kind of just flows out. So what was it? What was it that you did? What was it that was really scary that you had to put your big girl panties on? And because I know I remember talking to you about it, and there was a time where, because right now you don't work full time at the childcare anymore. So what was the thing that was the most scariest? What fears did that give you? And how was it? Like, because obviously you had to have the baby you've got this moment, because you had to overcome those fears. You had to be bigger and better than them to make the decisions now. So give us a little bit of a picture of how you're feeling, what you did, and what you found happened. Like, since then, it's only been a few months. So what's happened since then? So take us on that.
So super exciting. This is probably my favorite part. I don't know why I didn't start with this. So when I had my baby, you've got this moment. I was working full time, and I was like, I'd been thinking about this for a while, but I was way too scared to actually follow through with it. So I wanted to cut down my hours at the childcare centre, and I wanted to start working there less so I could put more time into my business and the things that I love doing. So after this conference, when I got back home, I spoke to my boss, and I told her that I was going casual, so I could choose my hours, work no more than 2 to 3 days a week, which I am doing now. And I was so shit scared. I was like, I'm not going to have this constant inflow of money coming in that I was so used to. Now, you have to remember, I've been working since I was 14. And so I was used to regular money coming in. And by going casual, you don't know if you're going to have work, and you don't know if you're going to have work. It all just depends. So that's what I was really scared about. and having to pay all the bills and things like that. So I did it, which I was super, super proud of. That was probably like the highlight of my my year this year. And so yeah, I did it, and now to this day, I still do work casually at the childcare centre, but I get to choose when. I get to choose why I do it. And to me, that's so important because I can spend that quality time on the things that I want to do for my business, helping people. So I I don't know what to say next. There's so much I want to say. Do you want to ask me another question?
I know.
I think
I put too much in the one question. So just a little summary there. So what Olivia had to do, like she had to essentially quit the job she was doing. Like she didn't quit completely. And Olivia, like she owns her own online business, as do I. So I understand. And anyone who's ever started a business before, at the start, you don't have an influx of money. You don't have a wage or a salary that you can depend on because it's a business. You've got to put the time in and build it up. So I think that's definitely the scariest part, is transitioning from the stability of a shitty job to you in that time, to go into some more uncertainty. And the scary part is am I going to earn enough to still live the lifestyle I'm having? Am I going to be successful? Am I going to fail? Like these are all the things that run through a head. And Livy just had to bite the bullet, and I've been there. Just have to bite the bullet and take it on and say, there's no other way. Like this is my only way. It's like I want to work for myself. I want to grow something for myself. And I get it. Like when I was building my business, and even still today, I still teach Pilates on the side, but it's more because I genuinely love it. I'm not doing it for the extra money. Obviously I'm going to take the money. I'm not going to give my time for free. However, I do it because I love it. But I know Olivia's still in that transitional phase where it's so empowering that, you know what, I don't need to fully quit the childcare, because you still need a bit of money to come in. And we do those things. Those of you listening who are business owners, I know that there's been times when you're building, or you might be in that phase now because you're still in the building phase, where you still have to go do the work that doesn't necessarily fulfill you, but then you don't have to do it as much. So you're still having that bit of a cash flow come in, so you can spend your time actually building the thing that fulfills you, which is what you've been doing. So Olivia, tell us now, since making this scary jump to quit the thing that wasn't fulfilling you, and cutting it right back and in putting your heart and soul into something that lights you up, into your online business, in the last few months, what magic has been created from that?
Well, my business has grown heaps. I've been able to help so many people with their overall health and their mental health. I've also been able to help people grow their own business and show them how to do that, like I have done myself, which is so cool. I just love that not only that I get to do it, I get to share it with other women. But also it's opened up a lot of opportunity for myself and